Bada bing, bada boom. We're all lined up.
Bada bing, bada boom.
We're all lined up. Welcome to the Border Life Podcast. Today, I thought we could talk about, childhood.
Oh, Jesus.
Our childhood.
I don't want to talk about my childhood, man. It's so embarrassing. All the things that I did. I've taken so long to craft this, calm exterior that I have to overcome all of the things that I have done in my childhood that would reflect the opposite of that. I don't know. What do you want me to say? Talk about yours.
But that's the thing, is that I don't even remember my childhood.
I vividly remember mine.
I thought you were going to say I vividly remember yours.
I've probably parts of it.
Yeah, I don't remember really it at all. I don't remember.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember, everything.
I mean, I can remember, a couple of things, there was this girl one time. I was at my aunt's house, and I think she was my cousin.
This is not boding well for you.
No,
the beginning of this story.
I don't think she was my cousin because I've never seen her again after this. But Okay, so I was at my aunt's house. There was this girl, and she was in this pool. And this is when we were really young, probably 5, maybe not, maybe a little older, probably 5, 6, maybe 7, maybe. There was this little kiddie pool, an inflatable pool, and she was in it, and I was in it also. And we were swimming in there, and I had my favorite toy, my Scar toy from The Lion King.
Why is he your favorite?
Because it was so sick. It was just that perfect action figure, that we always talk about.
All of his joints were posable?
Yes, it was so cool. And he was just
playing?
Yeah, he was just playing. It was perfect. Man. Perfect action figure. Perfect,
clone guy.
Perfect toy, yeah, exactly. And I was, pumped on him, and I was, playing with him in the pool, in this little pool. And the bitch, just grabbed it out of my hand and chucked it. And I lost it for fucking ever. I couldn't find it.
Really?
Yeah, it was gone forever. It landed in, these crates, milk crates,
Yeah.
Those little cube baskets.
My first experience with a milk crate was in Toy Story, where Sid lifts it up and Woody's on the inside, and I cannot for the life of me figure out
where
would I get one of those crates. That's such a sick thing.
Yeah, I mean grocery store. You can get them at a grocery store.
What?
But anyways,
5-year-old, please.
that explains it, because my aunt and uncle, they owned a grocery store at the time, so they just had a shit ton of these things piled up with just garbage in them, and she just threw it, and it just went right into those milk crates. And I dug around in those things for so long, and I couldn't find them. And then every time I went back to my aunt's house, I would go to the milk crates and go to the pile of milk crates and dig through them and look through them. That's one of the most vivid memories I have. Other than that, it's all blur.
I have a couple vivid memories that remind me of that. Number one, I was also in a pool once at my grandma's house, step-grandma, so I was not related to any of these people, really. We were swimming, and these two girls were there. I don't know what their relation to, I don't even remember
their names. Yeah, what's up with that? Who are these people that were there?
But we were swimming in the pool, and I was I think my brother Jake was there. I don't know. Doesn't matter. And there was this shark toy that would float in the water,
Okay.
And it was plastic, and it had a broken fin on the top. And I came up out of the water, and one of them threw it literally straight at my face, and it hit me right on the side of the nose and cut it. I think it's on this side. I still have a scar there. Is it on this side or the other side?
I can't see. It's too dark.
What about this side?
It's too dark on this side.
Okay.
It's up there. You're just in
whatever. I have a scar on this side of one of my nose because it just gouged it open, and I remember dropping it and being like, "What?" And it was it didn't really hurt. But there was just a ton of blood, and they didn't let me swim the rest of the day, and I just had to watch them swim because they hurt me. It was fucking bullshit.
Bitches.
Another vivid memory I have is not about me, but about a friend's brother, Austin Salazar's brother, Andrew. I don't know if I want to... It's not a bad thing. But he one time he told us he went to New York, and he found this Mega Man toy that he wanted so bad. But his mom said no. And he...
Priscilla?
No.
Oh, okay.
His mom. I don't know her name. Whatever. So he told us that he hid it in the store in a place that only he would be able to find it. So when he went back next year, he would have the money to buy that specific one. And that was my first ever time that I looked at someone and was like, "Oh my God, you're stupid! Are you serious?" Because I'm sure that in that situation, I would have been like, "No one will find this underneath this pillow." And it was a year from now, he was going back, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Dude, could you imagine though if he went back and?
Yeah, I wonder that. I was thinking about that today.
You gotta get a hold of him.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah, okay, I don't care about that.
That's Austin.
I'm sure there's plenty of more Gundam toys out there that doesn't have to go to New York to get. I'm sure he could have got the same one here
It was a Mega Man, so probably not.
Oh, Mega Man?
Yeah, good luck finding a Mega Man in California.
Oh, yeah, that is sick, Mega Man. Was it actually Mega Man?
I didn't ask.
Oh.
I never asked what the toy was. It was like unprovoked that he told us that. And we were just like he just walked into Austin's room and was like, "What's up, bitches? I'm back from New York. I made this Mega Man toy. I'm going to go back and find it in a year." And I was like, "Oh.
Good luck with that."
Cool,
so
Andrew, cool.
Shit.
Dude, okay, I feel like as a kid, I was a lot like I am now. Only I would do all of those things, but never around anyone and not tell anyone about like the stupid things that I would do.
No, dude, you know what? That is true because that happened to me. Like I remember it. It was with you. I remember it so bad because like I was playing a game. I had a Game Boy. Okay, I had a Game Boy and I was playing a game on the Game Boy, and that's fine. Video games are fine for all kids. You're playing PlayStation 2? Cool. Oh, you're playing Game Boy? Cool. Same thing, doesn't matter.
Well,
video games are video games to children. Okay? That's what I'm saying. But I was playing a video game that I was embarrassed of because it was middle school, and I was like, dude, in middle school.
Oh, it's Pokemon.
Middle school's the fucking worst. Yeah, it was Pokemon. So
yeah.
I'm not embarrassed of it anymore now, obviously. But it was such a thing, like in middle school, like. Dude, I couldn't let anybody know that I was still playing Pokemon,
same.
dude. It was the worst.
Feel that.
But I remember, I forgot exactly how it came up, but it was just like, it came up somehow, and I was like, oh, I'm playing, I was thinking about it, I was like, I gotta tell Austin, I gotta tell him. I was like, it was like guilty. I was like, I just gotta confess to him that I play Pokemon, and like, if he doesn't like me, that's fine. Like, I'll just live with it, I guess. But I have to do it. I remember thinking about that. And so then I was like, one day...
Why did my opinion matter that much?
I don't know why.
I wore the same Guns N' Roses t-shirt every single day at middle school.
I don't know.
And
It
you're
was
like,
just
this kid needs to like me.
I don't know. It wasn't that I needed you to like me because we were already friends, but it was just like, I don't know what it was.
It was teetering.
Yeah, it was... Well, wait, was it? What? I don't know. Well, whatever.
Mine, probably.
Well, that's good to know. No. I was like, shit, I gotta tell him. I gotta confess to him. Like, so I was like, I remembered. I was like, dude, and it was so hard for me to say it. I was like, man. It's like, I gotta tell you something, man. I play Pokemon, and then you were like, oh, thank God, me too, thank God. I was like, I've been keeping it a secret from you for so long. I was like, no way, I've been keeping it a secret from you.
Oh, that's perfect.
And I was like, yes.
I
was like, fuck yeah, like. I don't have to like hide my Pokemon addiction anymore. Like I was like, and I have like a safe place to like go and like
play Pokemon.
Play Pokemon or even talk about Pokemon, whatever it was. And I was like, and also with my cousin too, because it was like right around the time that Leaf Green Fire Red came out, and like I wanted that shit so bad. I go to Target like every day, and they're like, oh, sorry, we don't have it anymore. Like,
aren't you a little old for this?
And I was like, I guess I'll just come back to mom.
Because you looked exactly the same.
And then they were like, they gave me a rain check, and I was like, yo, what the hell? A literal rain check, like I paid for the game, and then they like gave me a receipt, and it said rain check on it, and it was like...
I didn't know that was a thing. I thought that was fake.
I thought that was fake too, but it wasn't. Target was like legit. It was like a legit rain check. And so they were like, yeah, come back in a week, and I like went back and I picked it up, and then like my cousin bought the guidebook for it, and so it's that sick guidebook with like...
Yeah,
because Leaf Green has like
post-it notes in it.
Yeah, I mean it's got post notes. It's got but it's also got that Pokedex in the back of it. Mm-hmm. That like complete Pokedex where it's like.
It's got all the sickest pictures, all the redone art and everything. I remember looking at it a lot.
And it's like it's 3. Wait, is it 3? Yeah, because Leaf Green Fire Red came out after.
Yeah, technically they're Generation 3, so it had
it's Ruby and Sapphire Pokemon.
Yeah,
in it,
Ruby and Sapphire Pokemon.
It had Kanto, Johto, and was it Sinnoh? Is that what the Ruby?
No, Sinnoh wasn't in it yet.
Sinnoh
was the next one.
No, that one.
It couldn't have been. It wasn't in there. It wasn't invented yet.
Was it not?
No, it had the 3. Sinnoh was Diamond Pearl.
Oh, that's what I was asking. What Ruby and Sapphire was.
Oh no, Ruby and Sapphire were Game Boy based.
But what region was it?
Hoenn.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Hoenn.
I thought you had it right. You probably.
I said Sinnoh. I was like, it has Sinnoh version.
I feel like I wouldn't have let that slide.
Sinnoh region in it.
Anyway,
whatever. It had those three generations of Pokemon in it, and it just like had like every level they learn their attack, everything. I'm sure every guidebook has that, but it was just like cool as fuck.
Surprised.
It was just cool to me that had all that, like what level they learn it, like what level they evolve, like all the cool shit, all the HMs and TMs that they could learn, like sickest stuff. That guidebook was so cool, and then it had all the sticky notes in it.
And then you get to high school and everyone fucking is like, I love Pokemon.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this shit,
man? had to keep it a secret for so long.
Yeah, god damn it.
I love Pokemon, man.
Yeah, dude, it's great, man.
Dude, on the topic of Pokemon, I told you about that. When Drew, like Ednon's best friend, for my birthday, I was at his house watching his kid, and then he was like, "Oh, your birthday just passed, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" And he was like, "Oh, hold on." He went into his room and brought out like the yellow version special edition Game Boy Color with like perfectly sealed in the box. He
That
was
one
like,
with
"Do you
the
want?"
Pikachu on
Yeah,
it?
and he's like, "Do you just want this? I'm not ever gonna use it." And I was like,
What?
"Holy shit! Why do you have this?" And he was like, "I bought it when I was like 18." And I was like, "What the hell? Like, this is like the nicest gift anyone's ever given me." Should not make Victoria very happy.
Did it come with yellow version?
Yeah, it was in there.
Wow, that's sick.
Still have it.
Did you
Well, I
take it out of
opened
the box?
Oh, fuck yeah! Are you
I wonder if
serious?
it's it probably couldn't be. I wonder if it's worth.
I've looked. It's worth like $100.
Really? Like unopened?
No, opened. It's worth $100. Unopened, it would be worth like 200
Really?
plus.
You think
yeah.
so?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I fucking love Pokemon.
Yeah, dude.
I remember that.
That's a sick gift.
I very, very vividly remember talking to you about Pokemon. I also remember one night we were playing Pokemon, or you were spending the night at my house, and then we were like, dude, let's go to bed. I'm hella tired. And we turned off the lights, and literally like maybe 30 seconds passed, and at the same time me and you both went, it flipped on and Game was in
Yeah,
bed.
dude.
And that was it. And, oh, it was so funny.
Good shit. Good shit.
No,
Yeah,
okay. But it wasn't like what I was talking about, like where I would do stuff but not tell anyone about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, I like this. It was like, I can't ever tell anyone that I did this.
Like what?
Well,
you
I
gotta
told
tell.
you, it's like when perfect public forum to talk about this. That one day that I told my mom that I was sick, so I stayed home from school, and then Bob the Builder was on TV, and I was much too old for that show. I was much too old for it, but it was all that was on.
What grade were you in?
Oh, easily like second. I didn't
Is that
enjoy
too
it.
old?
I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't like I was watching it to watch it. It was like it was on my TV. And I went downstairs and I got an unopened tub of icing. And I sat in my room and I ate all of it while I watched it. And I made myself so fucking sick that I could not look. Even now, if I watch, like, I see the animation from Bob the Builder, I feel nauseated because I think of how fucking sick I made myself from eating all of that icing all at once.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, what the fuck did I don't know why I did that.
Kids up. Dude, I would do the same thing every Saturday night. Remember Toonami?
Yeah.
Wait, was it Friday night or was it Saturday? I think it was Friday night.
The days were all a blur to me when it was the weekend.
It was Friday night because I remember my parents would always go bowling every Friday night. And I would watch Toonami. And, like, that was when they were showing, like, Dragon Ball Z on there. They had, like... Not even... I don't know if they had Gun and Wing, but they had the sickest shows, like, One Piece. Maybe Dragon Ball Z wasn't on there. They had, like, One Piece and Justice League and, like... So, yeah, they would go bowling. I would watch Toonami. Oh, yeah, and I was saying that Toonami is on in the morning. Or it wasn't on in the mornings. It was on in the afternoons. I remember. Because that is when they would show Dragon Ball Z is in the afternoons. And that
I wonder I missed it so much.
I don't know if it was...
Oh, nope, you're right. I remember.
Yeah, and then
I remember a good story about that, too.
I remember I got a good story about that shit, too, because I was pissed. One day, out of the blue, they just fucking changed it, and then all of a sudden it was like... They didn't have any 6 shows, like Yu Yu Hakusho or Dragon Ball Z, or I think Rurouni Kenshin played at that time. Mm-hmm. They had none of those fucking shows. Instead...
It's like...
No. That was late night Toonami. That was on, like, Friday nights. But instead of that, they were playing, like, Totally Spies, and, like...
Oh.
Do you remember that show? This girl spies, like I went from like Kamehameha to like, okay girls, like let's get ready to go to the mall.
Not that I have a problem with ladies being spies, but I don't like
that show is just.
I don't like it to mess with my fucking
my Dragon Ball Z
mindless fist fights.
Like, dude, I was pissed just out of the blue one day, and I was like, well, it's probably just like a 1-day thing, and then I tuned in the next day, and I was like, maybe it's just a 2-day thing, and then the next day I was like, this is horseshit. But then I tuned into it every day after that.
Yeah, you supported it.
Yeah,
still.
I mean, I wanted Toonami to bring back the shows that I loved, but...
The reason that channel did well after they made the changes because all the people waited to see if they were ever going to change it back, so
yeah,
they just
seriously.
what was on. Oh, man.
And then, like, there was, like, people like me who went and told people, like, they did that, and then you would go home and, like, let me see, I gotta see if they did that, and then they're getting, like, double the viewership.
I would have just
because,
gone home
like...
and ate a bunch of icing.
Like, yeah, anyways, okay, back to the original. So, they would go bowling every Friday night, and then, that was when, like, I would watch Toonami with all those 6 shows, Justice League and all that shit, and then I would always gather as many sweets as I could. get a plate of sweets and just watch Toonami all night. Do you know those cookies that are like sugar cookies with like the pink frosting on the top of them? They're like really
that
soft.
Like they're made of Play-Doh. Yes.
They're super good. They're so
Those
sweet,
are so
dude.
gross.
One dude, seriously, plates full of those every Friday night. That and like, what else did I eat? Everything, like licorice, just any piece of candy I could get.
That's so horrifying. What kind of parents did you have?
They weren't home. That's the thing about it, is that I could get away with it because they weren't fucking home.
Why didn't they notice that?
I'm sure they did, but they just didn't care enough or something. But so, anyways, one time I got fucking caught. They had to like come home and like they like forgot something. So they're like, I'm like, fuck yeah, they're gone. Like I'm gonna like go get all my shit and like go and like eat them all and like watch Justice League and like whatever else the fuck was on Toonami at the time. But like. So I like get it all and I'm like, and I would watch it in their room. Like the TV was in their room. They had like a big TV and like
just get the covers in the
yeah, exactly.
Snuggle down.
Yeah, with like all my cookies and shit. And so I'm like in there and like I hear the door open and I'm like, oh fuck, what the hell? Who's that? Like who the hell could that be? And then it was them and then like walk into their room. And like I'm in their bed with like a bunch of like cookies and like I don't know what else, like just like sugary shit. And I was caught red-handed, and
he was a little ass kid like.
They took it, and my mom was like, "What are you doing?" And then I was like, "Watching Toonami." And then she was like, "We're gonna eat all that stuff," and I was like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "No."
What?
And then she took it from me.
Where was your sister?
She would go with them.
Why didn't they bring you?
I just didn't want to go, and I was like,
well, that's
nice
of them, I guess.
Yeah, I was old enough. It was like 6th grade or 5th grade, so it's like I was old enough to stay home alone.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I don't know.
Those cookies are nasty.
Dude, I love
didn't even
those
like
cookies.
them when I was a kid, man.
I heck of loved them. They were my favorite. I don't really like them that much now, actually. They're a little bit like, they're weird. Maybe it's the same kind of thing with like Bob the Builder. Like every time I see those cookies, like I like don't want to eat them. I'm just like I'm kind of burnt out on them.
It sucks because I actively see Bob the Builder.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, yeah, I don't. Something about the animation because it kind of looks like they're all made of frosting. That's what killed it. Like, doesn't
you
it?
feel like you're eating Bob the Builder.
Yeah, that's what. Oh, it leveled me, man. I can't even think about that right. Oh.
What were you gonna say? You had a good story.
I remember Dragon Ball Z had to be on in the afternoon because one time my cousin was supposed to pick me up from school every day in 2nd grade. And I don't know, one day she forgot, I guess.
Oh, God.
So I stood out there for like an hour outside of school, but I didn't actively, I didn't go to the office to call my house or anything. I stood there and just, had a panic attack, this is it, I'm dead. Not that I wouldn't go to school the next day or anything, and just, not that I didn't live around the fucking corner.
This is at Altamont Creek?
Yeah, I was at Altamont Creek, and it was just
That's kind of a far walk to your old house.
No, I lived in a different house that was closer. It was I found my
You lived in a lot of houses.
Yeah, I've moved a lot and not far. It's everywhere in Livermore.
What the hell? Seriously, what's up with that?
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah. No, anyway, I could list all the places I lived. I remember. Anyway, so I stood out there for an hour crying, and this one parent who lived next to me and kept driving by and going, Austin, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine, just leave me alone. And I would not take her help because her daughter was weird. And I didn't like her, and I was like, oh, no, she'll come. If I leave now, then she'll come and I'll be gone and they'll freak out more. So, but I did leave.
That's a smart
But then I left.
Well, still, but you held it out for as long as you could,
But okay, I did not know how to get home, and I just literally looked at the neighborhood and just walked, and then I got home, and no one was there because they had left to go get me.
Oh my God!
But I didn't think about it. I just walked in and tossed my backpack down and put on Dragon Ball Z and sat there. So when my cousin got home, she was like, Austin? And I was like, yeah. And I was just on the couch by myself. And I had made it home, and that was it. And then, yeah, they were mad at me. And I was like, you fucking left me.
I'm actually mad at you.
I don't know why. As a kid, I would do that a lot, where if something happened, I would just shut down and be like, no, don't help me. Leave me here. I'm just going to die. That's it.
Oh, that's how I am now. Shit.
One time when I was 5, I peed on the carpet in the corner of my room. And my mom never figured it out. She came and she was like, what does that smell?
I don't know. Who knows what that is? You're like, I don't know. Yeah,
It was at a house that we lived in prior to the one that we lived in when I got left.
Holy shit, dude! You've lived in so many fucking houses.
Yeah, no, I have. But I remember, and the bathroom was right there across the hall, and I got up and I just like walked to the corner of everyone and peed there and was like, whatever.
What the hell? Why?
I don't know. It wasn't even like it was the middle of the night. It was the middle of the day, and I just like sat back on my bed.
You're a fucking animal. You're a goddamn animal. What is that? What possesses the human brain to do that type
Dude,
of
I was
shit?
5. Leave me alone. Like, I didn't have
Even then, fully potty trained. You know the toilet is there. You know what it's
Apparently
there
not.
for. You know what it's used for, but
I could see it from my room.
Yeah, you're like peeing. You're looking at the toilet like, oh, I just didn't really want to flush. That's
No, and then my mom came in and she was like, what is that smell? And I was like, I don't know. And she was like, she could not figure it out because we didn't have any pets or anything. And she was like, and I was like, yeah, I don't know.
Shit, man. I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing is that I don't remember my childhood. So I'm sure I did stuff like that, but I just don't remember it.
Yeah.
I just shut it all out, and I'm afraid if I start digging for it, I'm gonna find something worse. That's
the easy thing for me is I've never repressed it or anything,
Dude.
so I've always just been like, cool with the fact that I've done this. I've just not told people. I've just been like,
dude.
well, what am I ever gonna?
I repressed everything, dude. Every single thing. But like I said, there are those few very vivid things, like this dream I had. There's 2 dreams that I remember when I was like very small. Mm-hmm. One was I had these 4. This is in real life. I had these 4 like SWAT team action figures, and they were like they all had like their different things about them. So in my dream, those guys were alive, and like. They were just like those. No, it wasn't a small soldiers thing. It wasn't like they were walking action figures. It was like they were those. They were real people, and it was just those action figures, but they were real people. And like they were just the room was completely black. They were just standing in a completely black room, and like all 4 of them were just standing in a row, and they were holding this like boa constrictor, just like a big snake, and they were all just like holding it, and like I was standing there like watching them. And then the guy on the end where the head was, the snake like bit off his ear, and he like dropped his like the head snake, and he was just like screaming at the top of his lungs, like just screaming. The snake bit off his ear. He was just yelling like, "It bit my ear!" Just like screaming, so much blood. And then I just woke up. That's like one of the most vivid dreams I've had. I was probably like 4 or 5 years old when I had that dream. Another one.
That's like a weird. I feel like let's not stray from that really quick.
Wait,
that's like a really weird psychological thing. I feel like that's so not normal.
Why not? It was just a dream.
That's such an intensely violent dream for like a 4-year-old to have, though.
I don't know. It was weird. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm dwelling.
Oh, and I got another vivid memory, not a dream, a memory. Maybe that's why I had the dream, was because one time, it really was. But there was a boat, dude. It was serious. I just remembered it now, but I remember it very vividly. Mm-hmm. Just talking about that, like, brought it up. I remember at my daycare. Like the reptile people came. Ooh. And like they brought their snakes and shit, and like they had like snakes that everybody could touch, and they were passing a snake around, and it was a boa constrictor, it was like a baby boa constrictor, mm-hmm. But it was still
a boa constrictor nonetheless.
But it was a boa exactly it was a boa constrictor, and they were like talking about the snakes, like the guy was like over here and everybody was like looking that way, and the snake's getting passed around, and he's like talking about it. He like turns around to the whiteboard, he's like writing stuff down, shit like that. And like I just remember like sitting and not looking at the guy, looking across all the kids were in a circle, and I look across the circle, and this kid gets the boa constrictor, and like it's like crawling on him, it slithers up, and it's wrapping around his neck. The thing is wrapping around his neck, and nobody's paying attention, and I'm just sitting there watching it all happen. This kid, it starts boa constricting. It starts constricting around the kid's neck, and the kid's going...
Wait, shut up, really?
Yes, he's so frantic. It's choking him. His face is turning bright red. I remember this kid, he's blonde, he had a bowl cut, and he was like kind of chubby, and like his face is just like turning bright red, and all the while I'm just sitting there, just watching it happen. I don't know why I didn't say anything, why I didn't do anything, but the guy finally turns around, or looks at where the snake is, and like... It's like, shit, go get it off him! Like they have to like get the snake off the kid's neck, and yeah, I don't know. They got it off him.
He didn't do it.
He was fine, but that was the thing, is that I was just like, I just watched it all happen. Like, me and the kid were making eye contact the whole time, and like.
Did you see him after this?
I mean, yeah, like the next day at preschool.
I mean, like, since then?
No, I mean, it was when I lived in Antioch. It was when
thank God.
Or maybe it was when I lived in Pleasant Hill. I don't remember, but...
You lived in Pleasant Hill?
Yeah, when I was really young. Like, I moved, like... Yeah, when I was really
Like
young.
me?
No,
Just all in the same town?
No, I only moved 3 times. And
all over the same part of
it was
the
all
town?
the different towns. No, Pleasant Hill, Antioch, and then here a little more. But yeah, that shit was fucked up, dude.
Yeah, I never let anyone almost die as a kid.
I mean, I don't think I really realized, like... I mean, I did realize what was happening, but... I don't know, I just thought, like... They knew what they were doing, I guess. Like, the people who were, like...
Yeah.
Who had the snakes, like...
They'll handle it.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna sit back and watch the show.
It sounds fucked up saying it out loud, but, like... I think there was something... I remember, like... I remember it not being a big deal. Maybe that's, like, a psychopathic thing. Like, not being able to register, like, the kid's fear. Like, just like, well...
Well, he was kind of chubby, so...
Oh, man. But the other dream that I had... I was being chased through a forest by this Catwoman, like, and she was like, she had like brown fur and white hair, and she was dressed in something kind of like, she looked like she was dressed in something from like X-Men, like she was part of the X-Men. She had like a suit on like that, but it was
she was
black.
like Girl Beast.
It was like, yeah, kind of, but it was like new X-Men, like not like yellow, like not like yellow and blue, like black and yellow,
Like, okay.
Like mostly black with like a little bit of like some yellow highlights. Okay. And I was like a real person, like real, like not like a cartoon.
And she was a cartoon?
And the world was a cartoon.
Ooh.
It was like all like it was like that cell shaded like 2D animation. Like I'm trying to think of like a cartoon that like
Wind Waker.
No, not like Wind Waker, because Wind Waker is like kind of 3D. Like Wind Waker is
Paper
3D.
Mario.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, sure. But it was like a cartoon, like not like a video game. Like it wasn't like video game graphics. It was like cell shaded,
so...
like
Doug.
Yeah, but not as like goofy.
Doug isn't goofy.
Doug is goofy as shit. Yeah, like Hey Arnold. Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
That same kind of type of animation, but it was
the football head isn't goofy.
No, that shit is goofy. But Doug's animation and like art style was goofy. Like
what?
So was Hey Arnold's. I don't know, like a cartoon, not like G.I. Joe or something, like a cartoon like that. Like
okay.
Like a G.I.
Really
Joe.
quick before I forget it, you know the bully in Doug?
Yeah.
Doesn't he look just like Macklemore?
Yeah, kind of.
Right?
Except for, didn't he have a kilt?
No.
I thought he did.
No.
Your daughter's not sad.
Doug didn't have a kilt? Or the bully in Doug didn't have a kilt?
Maybe at some point. I don't think so, though. He might have.
Or maybe... Dude, I think he did.
I could be wrong. His name was Roger. Look it up.
He was in green, and I remember he had like a red... He had something that was red and plaid. And I
His
thought
hair was red.
I thought it was a kilt. I know he had a plaid.
Anyway.
Yeah, whatever. I just was getting... My dream was I was getting chased through this forest by this Catwoman, and I couldn't get away from her, and she was scary as hell. That was just what the dream was. I don't remember how it ended. I probably just woke up, but like those were like the 2 dreams: the guy getting his ear bit off and the Catwoman chasing me. That I just like have never forgotten.
One time when I was 7, I was at my dad's house, and my dad came home so drunk. I guess I don't know. I don't remember the circumstances too well. But he walked into our to the room where me and my brother Jake were, and he pointed at the vacuum in our room and said, "That's the size of my dick." And we were like, "What?" And then he went, "Wait, no." And he pointed at Jake right in the face and went, "You're the size of my dick." And we were like, and then he took us to go get Big Macs with him, and it was like 1 in the
Drunk
morning.
as hell, like swear.
No, I don't know, because he drove us, so he probably wasn't.
He probably was. Why else would he call his dick
No,
the
maybe
size
we
of your
walked
brother?
there. There was a McDonald's right there. I think we might have walked there.
Oh my god.
It was really funny.
What the hell, dude? That's fucking.
It's
weird.
funny now. It wasn't so funny
Then
then.
you were probably like, I don't know what you would be like then. I don't know what I would be like. That's weird as hell.
There was one time.
The size of my dick.
We also, when I was a kid at my dad's house, we wanted to build like a clubhouse so badly, and they had they lived in a cul-de-sac where all the garages were in the middle of it. So we were like, well, our garage will be it then, and we'll have like a sick clubhouse.
And it'll already be built.
Yeah, so we would just sit in there and like eat the ice cream that was in the freezer that was super old, and like talk, and then our stepmom said we couldn't anymore because we came in just fucking covered in spider bites. And spiders were just everywhere. And she was like, "I'm really worried about you guys. You can't be out there anymore."
Take some initiative. Wipe the spider off of your face.
No, but we didn't know. We like slept out there.
Oh.
I don't know.
You slept out there? They got you in your sleep.
They must have. I don't know. We were riddled with bug bites all the time though.
Goddamn spiders, yeah.
We used to do cool ass shit when I was a little kid.
Yeah, I'm sure I did too, but
But you don't remember it. Did you get bumped on the head?
one time, yeah.
Was it the video one?
Video?
The skateboarding one?
No. Well, that was one of them,
Maybe
but
that didn't
that
help.
was, yeah, that probably didn't help. One time I was like under this isn't it. This isn't why I remembered. It's obviously like a repression thing. It's obviously like
Something really bad
yeah, I
happened.
don't want to remember something, so it's just like just forget all of it. But
That's not a good way to live.
well, whatever.
No.
Yeah.
It's not a whatever thing. That's like the kid taxes thing all over again. That's
The
not
what? Kid taxes?
the last podcast that we did. You said everyone should live their life like a kid and with everything. And I said that's not a good idea when it comes to like
kids' taxes,
and
yeah.
health forms.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I would rather not think about whatever it is because it's probably pretty bad.
No, look. I remember everything that's happened to me. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I pissed in my room. I pissed in my room completely.
Stone faced.
Yeah, I didn't even care.
Didn't even face you. Yeah, well.
I slept in that room for like a year after that.
Dude.
Never cleaned it.
Dude, I'll tell a story.
Is it gross?
It's embarrassing as shit.
Okay. Bump up the volume for this.
It's embarrassing as shit, man. It's
Is it-
5th grade.
Is it a poop pants story? 'Cause
No,
you keep
no.
saying shit.
No, it's 5th grade though. Camp Campbell.
Yes. Do you know it? Damn it.
Camp Campbell.
Okay.
But everyone's been to Camp Campbell.
And my
I
partner was Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob
Farmos.
Okay.
Yeah. Good,
Oh, I know
good-
this one.
Good buddy. You do?
Can I tell what I think it is first? Because I'm pretty sure we traded stories because the exact same thing happened to me. Unless it's that bad. Let me tell you what I think it is.
Okay.
I think it's you had to go to the bathroom
Yeah,
in the middle of the
yeah,
night
yeah.
and you couldn't wake up Jacob.
Yeah.
So you just walked outside and you peed, right?
Is that what I told you?
Yeah.
Okay, well I didn't do that.
Oh, man.
It's too embarrassing. It was too embarrassing to tell you the truth, obviously. So I'm trying to wake up Jacob, and this kid sleeps like a fucking rock, and I'm beating the shit out of him in his sleep, and he won't wake up. And so I'm like, and I'm too scared to go outside because it's the middle of the fucking woods.
Yeah.
At least that's what it seemed like.
Yeah, at the time. I mean,
And so like I was like, fuck, what do I do? Like running around the cabin. I'm sure I woke somebody up, but
no one even checked on you.
I was like, what was I doing? I was like gonna get a flashlight or something. I was like going through like all my shit, and dude, and I fucking pissed my pants at Camp Campbell.
What'd you do with them?
And I just put him in a plastic bag, and then just put him in my fucking thing. But there was piss all over the cabin floor. And
I was about to say, you handled that really maturely.
and I didn't know what to do, so I just left it there and went back to bed. And the next morning, people were like walking around, and they're like, "What the fuck? Why is the floor all wet?" And like, I was like, "Oh shit, I don't know, man. That's fucking weird." And like,
Jacob fucking
they
peed.
just cleaned it up. No, they just cleaned it up, and then like, and that was it. But I just like, dude, I fucking just wanted to go home so bad, dude. Like the rest of Camp Campbell sucked dick, and like.
Girl got a bad
Dude,
rash.
everything about Camp Campbell fucking sucked. What the hell?
I had fun.
I had fun, but shit. I remember, like, for the last day, they were like, you get to pick your fun activity. And, like, there was, like, sick ones. Like, go play capture the flag, like, through the
That's what I
whole
did.
thing. Yeah, fuck, I should have picked that
Let
one.
me guess. Wait, pause. Did you go see the snake get fed the mouse?
No, I went and
Okay.
did archery,
Oh, yeah. That's dumb.
which I thought was going to be sick, but it was so dumb. There was only, like, one other person who did it, and he was fucking weird. And, like... And I remember I would, like... They were like, you get to shoot one, and then you have to go back and, like, sit down and wait your turn again. And like, so I shot my one arrow, and then I was like running back to like
And
go
Camp
sit
Campbell
down.
was over.
No, and I was going to sit down, and I slipped in the mud and fell in the mud. And fell in the mud. And I was like, oh. And then I was like covered in mud like the rest of the trip. That was like the last day, I think. I don't think we went to bed after that. I think we did that thing and then went home. I think.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
All I
But
remember is there's a couple things I remember from Camp Campbell. I don't remember it all. There's a couple things that stick out to me. Number one, I had the same experience. I didn't pee my pants though. I handled it like a person. Onto the porch and just peed off of there.
I was too scared to go out there, man.
It was pouring rain too, and I just like I left the door open behind me and just went and like just peed off there, and then like got him back in bed and was like, "Fuck Jake, man, he wouldn't wake up."
Dude, I'm sure we were at Camp Campbell at the same time.
Probably it's probably happened the exact same night at the exact same time.
Yeah, dude. Because we're.
I didn't shower one time while I was there.
Yeah, I don't think I did either.
I would walk with people to the shower and we would like talk and I would just like stand there and then I'd be like, nah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was too weird for me. I didn't want to like shower in there, even though everybody's like in their bathing suits and stuff. But it was still like a weird thing.
Yeah, I would put on my bathing suit and I still wouldn't. I would just walk down there and like not, or they'd be like, "Are you gonna shower?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I already did." And I'd be like, "No, I've been talking to you this whole time." I drive super fast.
Didn't watch you get wet.
Yeah, you sick fuck. I had an Asian camp counselor who would just make us say "awesome sauce" about everything all the time, and I thought it was cool then. And I remember getting home and going, "What? No, that's not cool."
What the fuck is awesome sauce?
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, he seemed really old at the time, also, but I bet you now he was probably like 13.
Yeah, probably like in 8th grade or 9th grade.
Yeah, like when all those kids did. I also remember they make you go to like that little ending ceremony thing. And
yeah,
they, like,
and there was like skits.
And then they played like a sad song that everyone sang, and everyone around me was fucking crying. Like this, they were like, "Oh, I'm gonna miss you so much," and I was like, "We go to the same school." Like I was like, "What?" I remember sitting there and I was like, "What is wrong with everyone?" Like,
I'm just gonna miss you in this environment.
yeah, and like the camp counselors were like, "Holy shit, I'm so close to these kids," and I was just like, I couldn't understand it. Like I had no emotion about it at all.
I remember that last night, that skit night where everybody like did their thing. Like every single buddy at that camp did like the invisible bench skit. Everybody had the same fucking idea to do. It's like a sketch basically. Like everybody did it. It's a sketch where, like everybody is like passing this guy who's sitting on a bench, and like the guy, I don't exactly remember it, but the guy like somehow stops people that are passing by and like starts a conversation with them, and they end up sitting down on the bench with them. And then like by the end of the sketch, there's like 3 or 4 or 5 people sitting on this bench, and then like, oh, by the way, it's an invisible bench, and then they all fall, like the bench is never there. And so many people did it, and it was so stupid. And I remember
that is dumb.
Even my cabin was like, let's do the invisible bench thing. It was probably something that was like on TV or something. And like everybody had seen it because there was at least like 4 invisible bench sketches.
Out of the 3 groups.
No, there was a lot of groups, and like I remember ours was like so like just crazy. Like it didn't make any sense at all. Like we were like fighting in it, and like,
I feel like maybe
people were like dying. There was like ninjas and
it was
like
your group wanted to do invisible bench, but you just refused. At the last second, just went up there as a ninja.
And they're just really good like improvers, and they're like, okay.
Yes, and you were like, but then I chopped your head off, and they're like, okay.
Okay, great, fun, super fun. I just had such a blast.
He has a gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I remember they were like, if you have somebody in your skit dying, you can't drag them off stage. Like, if you have to drag somebody off stage, you're not allowed to do that. They have to get up and crab walk off stage because they didn't want people to like get a splinter.
Fucking sand your floor.
It was like a deck, like a deck. It was like an
sand
outdoor
your deck.
It was like raw ass wood. They like cut down a tree and just like built the deck for that occasion.
That they can't.
I like to think.
Ugh.
Yeah, shit, I don't know. Camp Campbell was cool, but
It was fun. We went to we played that game
guess.
called fucking, it was like Deer or something.
that was the name of the game.
I don't
Deer.
remember. Okay. They were talking about how in the wild a deer will hide, but they hide so they can still see you.
Okay.
So like the counselor would stand in the middle. Everyone would just go in a huge circle around him. You had to hide so you can see him, so you could see the numbers he was holding up.
Mm-hmm.
So you could tell him back to him. But he couldn't see you, so if he saw you, he would point at you, and he didn't move. He would just like turn and look. It was really cool.
That is a pretty cool.
It was a really cool game.
You want to know a game I played not at Camp Campbell, but at the daycare that I went to?
I'm afraid.
Now that I think about it, it's a pretty fucked up game.
What is it? Your Russian roulette?
Well, one of the employees would take each kid into a closet. No, I'm just joking. No, it was called Hunter. And it was where the employees, like the people that were watching the children,
Would hunt the children.
would hunt the children literally
shut
with the
up.
ball, like chase them around and chuck the ball at them, basically dodgeball. And I guess it's not that fucked up, but like it was like it got pretty brutal. Like it was out in this big field, and like it was out in this big field, and like they would just run around and chuck balls at kids, and then like just wreck kids, wreck them.
Back in my religious days.
You had those?
I did. I didn't personally have them. My family did,
Mm-hmm.
and so I went.
Yeah.
And I went to Hume Lake.
Ooh.
3 years in a row.
That's like a Christian camp thing,
It
right?
is a Christian
okay.
camp.
That's okay.
But that's just to set up It has nothing to do with it. Jesus was not involved with this game. He would not have been cool with it.
Hume Lake.
No, with Hume Lake, fine. They're doing fine things. I think at the time they were. I don't know about now. But
why wouldn't Jesus want to be involved with it then?
this game was really violent.
Oh, okay.
It was called D&G, David and Goliath. And what would happen?
Okay, of course.
That's where the religious thing comes in. It just you needed the background.
Yeah.
For that, or else you wouldn't have understand it. Sorry to all of the people who are not religious that will not understand that. Anyway, it's called David and Goliath. So sick. What would happen?
They would pick the biggest kid, and then all the little kids would beat them up.
No. That was a different game. That was anyway.
That one was called Pick Up the Fat Kid.
Yeah, it sucked. I was never picked as the fat kid. Ruled. No. So David and Goliath. Oh God, I like think about it and I get like a little bit pumped. All the counselors would get 2 frisbees, and all the kids would get 1 frisbee each. And the kids were sent into the woods, and the adults hunted them, and that was it. Yeah, and it was you dodged the frisbee, and it like hurt.
Yeah.
And it was like deep woods too. Like they just went okay. Here's where you meet when you're dead.
Watch out for bears.
Let's see who wins. And they had one year that I went. There was like a returning counselor who all the counselors referred to as like a D&G legend. He was like so good, and his nickname was Scream. And yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
No connotation to that. They all had like fucking nicknames. Like one guy was like 9 Inch, and I'm just kidding. Another guy was Hung Daddy.
Yeah, you're like I didn't really get any of them at the time, but
yeah, now I totally get them.
Anyways, Scream came back
so
just for D&G.
Pretty much
just to reprise his title.
When he walked up to the D&G like area that day, he didn't have a shirt on. He was buff as hell, and he had a camo bandana tied around his head. And I was like, "Oh shit!" I was so scared of him.
He had, like war paint on.
Basically, and he like had like 2 saws for his thing.
For his frisbee.
Yeah.
2 saw blades. He was like
so
throwing
scared.
the kids.
But they were like, "All right, you guys, 5 minutes, go!" And like immediately, everyone like takes off Hunger Games style immediately, and we all like. Half of us like converged on this creek all at once. We were like, if we all stay, like we will be fine. Like, like just do it. And everyone was like, all right, stay.
And then right as that, you know, right as that happens, the frisbee comes in and just ding, 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 just hits all of you in the head and just takes all of you.
I wish not even. It's like a head came like flying and like landed.
Scatter! And everybody like,
no, it was like that. We were all standing there in the creek, and they were like, all right, and like air horn goes off, which means they're coming. We were like, here it goes. And I had my friend who came with me, Marshall, who we went to high school with.
Yeah, right, Marshall.
He would go with me every single year, and it was awesome. He was so much fun to go with. But we were all like standing there, and me and Marshall were like, all right, dude, like all right, this is it. And they're like, all right, everyone, stay. And then one kid goes, Scream's coming! And everyone ran different directions. I remember seeing all the counselors like just come through the bushes, like throwing frisbees and watching kids get hit. And I was so scared.
That's such a funny idea.
It's
like
not even over.
That's such a funny idea. Like the all for one and one for all thing. But then as soon as shit hits the fan, it's just like fuck you guys. I'm out of here.
And everyone at the same time. I remember everyone turning and just running. But we oh shit. Okay, so we were playing it, and me and Marshall had. In this bush, we like ran through, and we were like just tall enough to fit. And I remember turning around, and like a counselor ducked in the hole of the bush and threw a frisbee. And Marshall turned around. And I remember just hitting him like that. And he fell like so dramatically. And then we were running, and there was this fat kid up on this, and it was like a 10-foot bank. He like turned and just like fell and like rolled all the way down and cut his entire body up and landed in the creek on the bottom.
He got hit by a frisbee?
No, he just fell.
Oh, what the hell?
And then he was just laying in there crying. They had to stop the whole game. I lived through that round.
Nice.
Though, which was sick.
Wait, could the kids throw the frisbees at the?
Yeah, we all got a frisbee.
But then if they hit one of the like Goliaths,
they were out.
They were out. Okay,
yeah.
How many were there? Like
Goliath-wise?
Like all of the counselors were Goliaths.
All the counselors that would go that day, so it was probably like 10 Goliaths.
Okay, 50 kids.
30 kids. 30 to 50.
Dang,
it was
like chaos.
It was so fun. It was like that's one of the most fun things I will ever do in my life.
Yeah, that shit's cool.
I would love to relive that.
You know what I would like to relive?
D&G, not based on your parents at Campbell.
No.
Go back and redo it.
Yes, I would like to redo that. But at that daycare that I went to, there was like this. There was like this game that we played where like it was like a it was like an army game basically, and like I somehow was like at the top of it.
Oh, you told me this.
I was like leading these children, these kindergartners through fourth graders, and I was in fifth grade.
Leader.
And I was leading these children into battle, and I had them under my control, my complete control. I would have them like go out and like pick like the field that we played this in, that we played Hunter in also, just had really tall grass in it.
Yeah.
And so they would go and pick this grass, and they would go and they would. I built a fort basically for myself with the grass that these kids picked, and like because I made it like a game, they were like all into it, and I would like rank them, and like they could like get higher in rank and stuff like that, and like.
God.
And
you became a fascist so fast.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. And
fascist.
and there was a battle. There was a battle one day because like there was some like rebels basically who were like, "Fuck, dude, we don't want to take orders from you." And I was like, "No."
So you were a fascist.
Yeah, exactly. And so they like went and like they were like, "We're gonna go build our own fort," and they went and they built a fort, but like. They were smart about it, and they didn't put so much effort into the fort that they would be sad if they lost it. Like, this fort that I built was so cool. It was sticks in the ground, and then I had this long, like, vine-type twine that I found that I tied around the sticks like a fence, and it was pretty tall, and then we stacked the grass up on this twine, so it was like, dude, it was taller than I was, and it was like a grass wall with, like, a door built on the side of this hill. It was insane, dude, and there was a bed in there and everything.
Your attention span has gotten shorter and shorter as your life has gone on.
Dude,
like,
I don't know how I organized that, but it was crazy. And so these kids were like, "Fuck this! We don't want to collect grass for you anymore for your fucking fort, you asshole." And I was like,
"This kid here."
And I was like, and I remember like the rebellion, and they were like, "We're gonna go build our own fort," but their fort was shit. It was garbage. I couldn't destroy it even if I wanted to because it was just an outline of a fort with rocks on the ground. And they were like, "This is our fort." Like it. And then they were like, "And we're gonna attack your fort and wreck it and break it down." And I was like, "Dude, please don't." And they were like, "No, we're gonna break it." And I was like, "Then it's war basically." And so like, it was like they collected kids to fight on their side, and I had my loyal minions on my side.
If you didn't call them minions, I bet it would have been fine.
That's probably what it was. I was like, "Collect your minions!" And then like, and they're like, "No, we're done. We don't want to do this. Isn't fun for us anymore." So they went. They did a thing.
Fun for them.
They had Then we had a battle, and it was just like in like The Last Samurai or something, or like some like The Last Mohican or some shit where there was just like two sides.
Use a reference that I know. Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah, exactly. Chronicles of Narnia, two sides, and I'm like Aslan in my mind. I'm like Aslan.
No, you're the Ice Queen.
Yeah, exactly. And like, and yeah, two sides, and their children, keep in mind, and then we're standing there, and I'm like pacing the lines, like, and I'm like yelling something at those other fuckers,
you're like riding and like clinking all their swords with yours.
Yeah, but it's like a kid that I'm riding on, like.
Go faster.
He is like asthma. He's like, I can't.
I keep pointing at me. He has like asthma, and I'm like, oh yeah,
like you, like you have
yeah,
no, but we're lined up, and then attack, and then. And then,
damn it!
And then it attack, and then kids fighting, and it's just like, and they had weapons, sticks and stuff, and the teachers couldn't control it. It was out of control. It was but the other team, they broke through our line of defense, my front line. They broke
less kids.
They broke through the front line. No, I had more kids. The rebellion was small. It was pretty small. It was a pretty small group of kids, but it was basically like who can destroy whose fort. And like a lot of people like went over to their fort to destroy it, and they were like, "Well, what do we do? Just like move the rocks around?" And then so my front line was like, it wasn't as strong as it could have been, and they ended up breaking through it because they weren't defending their fort because like
who cares?
Yeah, exactly. And so they destroyed the fort twice actually. The first time they destroyed it, I rebuilt it stronger.
Wow.
I rebuilt it, and how I rebuilt it, because I was like paying attention to how they were destroying it, and they were going and they were kicking the grass on the bottom of it. Mm-hmm. They were kicking all the grass up from underneath so it would all fall. And so I was like, okay, we're gonna rebuild, but I'm gonna put boulders down there, like chunks of cement at the bottom, chunks of cement at the bottom, right at the base.
Where'd you get the cement?
There was just like broken cement, like in a pile, like there was a pile of it, like off to like the side. We weren't really allowed to be over there.
Did you go to daycare at a junkyard?
No, we weren't really allowed to be over there. It was like over a hill, kind of like technically not on the daycare's property, but there was no fence. And so I would like send kids over to sneak, and then like they would carry this like they were maybe like 1 foot by like 1 foot maybe like blocks
Perfect
of cement.
cubes.
Yeah, but they weren't perfect cubes. They were like chunks.
I know.
But about that like size. And so like I like reinforced the bottom of my fort with that the second time I rebuilt it. And so when that final battle happened, they were going and they were using their same tactics, but it wasn't working. It worked. They were kicking that stone.
How excited you are!
They were
about
kicking that stone, and they were kicking that stone, and like they were like, "Fuck! Like we gotta rethink our strategy." Like that that super hard strategy to think up in the first place. Like, so then they ended
on the
up,
battlefield. It's not the place to rethink your strategy.
Yeah, well, they ended up rethinking it pretty quick. They're like, "Okay, let's just not kick the bottom." And
the top.
Yeah, and they started tearing it down, and I was like, "Shit! Like they're ruining my fort. Like I've had enough of these assholes." And so I went, dude, psychotic kid. I went and I tore up the sprinklers. There was like these.
You looked at it, your pupils immediately dilated.
there was this thin hose that was to the sprinkler system, and I tore it up out of the ground, and it was like this thin rubber hose, and I tied it to the end of the stick, and I had a whip. And I had a fucking whip, and dude, they stopped wrecking my fort, dude.
Well, yeah.
And I remember I like left the battlefield. I know, bad leader. I left my troops behind, but it was for a good reason. I went and I I found this long, thick stick, this branch basically, and I attached this probably like 10 feet of like rubber tube to the end of it. And so I just had so much reach, and it was just like whipping the shit out of kids. And like, dude, I got in so much trouble for that, but
yeah,
dude, it you know, it didn't win the war, but it won the battle. It won the battle.
No,
my fort was destroyed.
Proud of it.
No, because they retreated, dude. They were like, shit, is kid's serious? Like, you really doesn't want us to wreck.
You were the oldest person there.
No, I wasn't the oldest. I couldn't have been. There had to have been other 5th graders there. Like,
They just weren't involved. They were inside like texting. They were inside like talking to each other about what they like. I don't know what stocks they were interested in. You were outside like whipping kindergartners.
All right, thanks for watching, or thanks for listening to the Borderlight podcast. If you stumbled across this video, you can, and you want to just listen to this, you can go and find us on iTunes.
Understandable.
If you want to just listen and not watch our ugly mugs.
Yeah, I get it.
It's cool. Laugh and roll around. Anyways.
I will say, if you do watch it, though, my beard will get bigger every single episode. It's going to be cool.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, I do trim.
Hopefully it doesn't plateau. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. We'll be back next week with another one. Bye-bye.
I don't know what to do. Oh, God.
I don't care. You can literally do whatever you want. I don't care.
I care. I don't want to seem like an idiot over.
You need a thumbs up to me.
I didn't know if we were done. Is it over?
If you're gonna do anything, do it to the camera. Okay?
Ah, that feels weird.
No, that's just like that's really what you should.